Tilbury in Essex, the number 10 seed, spawn again.
3-time series semi-finalists.
What I'm really worried about is Supernova.
Why?
Have you seen a disc on the front?
That's what they're all saying. So it's the disc on the front of Supernova that they're all a little bit concerned about.
Has a giant 1,000 pounds per square inch metre-tall flipper with self-riding capabilities, the quickest in the heat, but sometimes the control response can be slow.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the teams. Tiberius 3 on the left, captained by Sam Smith. Short Circuit on the right, the captain Nathaniel Pote. They're on the left-hand side now, the Supernova boys. Surin is the captain, and Spawn again, Darren Hayden Ball skippers the two boys. Sergeant Bash is in the arena for the house robots. And so Sir Killalot back again and deadly as always.
3, 2, 1.
So, Spawn again with all the capability and the experience here. 3-time semi-finalists in Robot Wars. Supernova we've seen before. A team represented in earlier series by the Oblivion machine and about to be sent to Oblivion. I would imagine if Tiberius 3 keeps its grip on the top there of Supernova. We don't think the body is too strong, Supernova, and Tiberius 3 has that 5-ton hydraulic crusher gripping onto Supernova with Sergeant Bash and Sir Killalot just waiting to pick up the pieces. And the Tiberius beak has been bent, look, and buckled. And another machine in trouble. Short Circuit, look at the spinning disc hanging loose. The drive chain has come away. Now you can see the bent and buckled beak of Tiberius, and Supernova with that front lodge flywheel is certainly very destructive thus far. A heavy flywheel Short Circuit head has been the challenge of the vivid yellow thing. Spawn again uses the mighty flipper to toss Tiberius 3 into the air. Started strongly, Tiberius 3, but almost rolled into submission by the might of Spawn again. Darren and Luke Jackman, the weapons operator. Spawn again, sort of saluting his own success. Oh, the breastplate of Sir Killalot has come flying off. I'm not too sure who caused that, but the breastplate of Sir Killalot is off, much to the enjoyment of everyone, it seems. Well, unless you're a Short Circuit fan. That looks a mess, let's be honest. Oh, Supernova split it. It is split it open, Supernova, with that attack. We are seeing one of the most destructive weapons thus far in Robot Wars: The Sith Wars. We're also seeing the end of Short Circuit. Well, we knew that was coming. A little slam from the ref bot, but just look at this front flywheel of Supernova. Tiberius 3 are looking on, worried because they haven't been able to right themselves. And the Supernova team has worked very, very hard on this. Surin Tuvaragan and Nishani Balendran. They have experience of previous wars, they've learnt. Tiberius 3, another experienced machine. They're out, along with Short Circuit, leaving the impressive Supernova and the seeded Spawn again to fight on in round 2. And I'll tell you what, of the two, Supernova was by far the more impressive. Spawn again, one launch of the flipper, that was about it. Short Circuit far from impressive, as an ignominious end from Sergeant Bash. And there goes Tiberius 3. You see, if you build a machine that's not up to Robot Wars scratch, you enter the battle. It's do or die. You will die, we will do you. Tiberius 3, you are through. On the floor flipper and flying. 99 kilos launched. Oh dear. How can you smile when that happens to your machine? Go on, Killalot. Get rid. Down the trash chute to oblivion. Oh! Don't go in after him.
Cease.
Not in the script.
We have witness the decline of the Roman Empire. Tiberius out of the competition, short-circuited, which leaves us with Supernova and Spawn again. They go through!
Hi, Spawn Again team. Now, what are you doing?
Fixing it.
What's wrong with it?
Everything.
Really?
Supernova absolutely destroyed it.
Ooh, okay, well, you're up against Spam next.
That shouldn't be a problem, though.
So he thinks it's quite a good design.
No, I can see that going out of the arena in a couple of seconds. So.
Good. If
There is no if.
If it runs.
If it runs. Is it a big if?
We had a few problems last round. We think we've sorted them out.
List the repair jobs.
Oh God. The chassis has been cut, re-welded, new bits put in it. There's been reinforcements put in, electrical problems, gearbox has been rebuilt, bearings have been replaced, batteries have been replaced. And that's the only things I can think of at the moment, but I'm sure there's more.
Spam. Spawn again. Roboteers, stand by.
At the controls of Spam, John Witt, the team captain. And for Spawn again, Darren Haydenball and Luke Jackman. For us, in the House Robots team, Dead Metal is in the arena with the saw blade and the pincers, and there's Sir Killalot once again. Watch out for him.
3, 2, 1.
For a place in the heat final against the impressive Supernova then. Spawn again, number 10 seeds, against New Boys Spam with the tin opener sort of weaponry. Moving away. Good driving that. Quickly across the arena floor, can get up to 15 miles an hour from that 97-kilo machine. Spawn again is actually quicker, and that flipper is 1 meter in length, or when fully extended, if you like, a meter tall off the arena floor. Spam away, Spawn again in the flame pit, don't worry about that. Spawn again with the web-like design, splendidly colourful. Spawn again, splendidly inventive. And the big question here for the Spawn again boys, is your weapon working? In its first round battle against Tiberius and Short Circuit, we saw it flip once and once only. It then seemed to wedge open, and I wonder if John Witter, the Spam driver and captain, is aware of that. This is very tentative so far. Spam activating the pit release. I'm telling you what, if he can pull off a win here, this will be one of the greatest surprises in Robot Wars history. And he's just trying to test, I think, that Spawn again flipper to see if it is working. If it isn't, why, he can come on the attack again, and maybe a little push and a shove here, and Spawn again will be down. Oh, it's working. Well, you took your time. Oh no! Oh no! What on earth was that all about? They can't believe it either. Why are you laughing? You nutter! You're a nutter! You drove into the pit!
You see that? Spam fritters away. A good opportunity. Spawn again. They go through. You were lucky to get through it, huh?
Oh yeah, really lucky.
What was wrong with the flipper? Because it was on you a couple of times. I thought I was going to see fireworks and nothing happened.
We was having problems with reception, I think, and that's the same problem we was having with the flipper. It's just the drive was on and off, and that's why it was jittering around, and I think that's the same with the flipper. It was very on-off.
I tell you what, though, that fight will seem easy.
Yeah.
I tell you, fighting Supernova next.
Again, yeah.
I know. And I don't think you're going to look forward to that, are you?
No, it just took us a long, long time to repair the damage from last time in the melee, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Well, the thing is, you're a seed and he's not, so
Yeah.
you know the smart money's on you. But do you think you can do it?
We'll see. We'll have to have another little look, and we'll go from there, I think, so.
All right, then. You go and have a look.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Spawn again!
You know, because they're on a winning streak. But at this stage, so are these guys. So, not happy faces here.
No.
Interference problems. What does that mean?
We can't move.
Why?
Well, the motors are giving us a lot of frequency interference and it's just like mucking everything up. That's it, really.
So it's the motors causing the interference, so you know that. But
Yeah.
why hasn't that happened before?
It has. We were on starter motors and the solenoids clicking on and off caused interference. We're going to change over to normal motors soon, so.
You got a lot of work to do in a short amount of time.
Yeah, same as always.
Roboteers, stand by.
Have Spawn again repaired the damage? Darren Haydenball and Luke Jackman. Can their seed stay in? Supernova. Can Surin, Tuvaragan and Nishani Balendran cause the surprise here? Growler is in the arena for the House Robots, the 420 kilos killing machine, and Sergeant Bash's flames will flick and lick too.
3, 2, 1.
So far, 2 seeds have crashed out, Stinger and Chaos 2. Will Spawn again, 4. Supernova rides up and over Spawn again, and the flipper is working. The flipper is working. That is bad news for Supernova, who seem to be having traction problems as well. Darren Haydenball and Spawn again, flip once again. Oh, look at the sawdust coming up off the floor of the arena as the Supernova flywheel bit in there. But they know they have problems. They can't move. They were hugely impressive up until now. What an anticlimax for Supernova. They're wedged in tight on the arena sidewall. The ref bot can free them and has done. Interestingly, you see the way that Supernova protected their tyres. We were talking earlier about Ming 3's lack of protection on the tyres, but Spawn again on top. And just when they needed it to, the flipper has found its form. Supernova bashed. The paintwork tattered. What can they do here now? It is having major traction problems. We know the weaponry is still spinning, but the 2-wheeled robot, 2 750-watt engine powered, cannot move. It can't go into reverse. Are they having control problems? And Darren and Luke watch on. Series semi-finalists 3 times. And for me, they're about to make it a 4th time. Supernova, Growler's behind you. Supernova, prepare to get bit. Just teasing. Playing with you, really. You playful little pup. Here's Growler. Just had a taste. A mere lick. He'll be back. I don't think you will be. I think the problem being Supernova's bottomed outlook. That the actual machinery has dropped down, that the body of the robot has dropped down below the wheels, the tyres. They can't get a grip. They can't move Supernova's 95 kilos. Something has happened to Supernova, and the ref bot is about to bring this heat final to a close. And though it seemed unlikely 5 or 6 minutes ago, Spawn again will be making another series semi-final as Supernova is flipped and bashed and broken. The dreams of the Balendran family. And now Growler does come out with a mean and merciless purpose in mind. Well, I have to admit, I thought Supernova could have gone all the way to Robot Wars the 6 Wars final. And who knows what glories might have come their way. But that's Robot Wars. Spawn again, live to fight again. What might have been, eh?
Supernova, we're going to have to put the champagne on ice. Spawn again, convincingly through to the heat semi-finals.
Easy.
It's never easy. I mean, I was expecting to be swept out with the rest of the arena at the end of the fight, but it went a bit better than that.
It is a destructive robot if you'd have given it the chance.
Yeah, I mean, sort of, if he'd have caught us in the same place as he did earlier on in the battles, he would have just immobilised us straight in one hit, basically. But we managed to sort of keep away, and as he said, he had problems, so it made our job a little easier. I mean, we've got a bit of damage. He's bent the chassis down on one side, so we can only go in reverse on one way, and a couple of little bits and pieces. So, but it was a good fight. Other than that,
I thought you were going to get him out of the arena.
We was trying. Yeah. I mean, sort of, they said the same thing, but it was when we lost the drive forward on one side, I didn't want to risk burning the motors out, so I sort of thought I'd let it stay back a bit.
It's repairable though for the semis, isn't it?
It should be. We haven't had a look yet, but it should be okay.
Hey, you're the 10th seeds.
Gonna go all the way this time.
Gotta go all the way.
Yeah,
that's the lad. That's what we like to hear. Confidence.
Don't know about that though, but get there.
Go ballistic. It's Spawn again.
Spawn again.
A fourth series semi-final in a row, but they've never gone further, and I gather they have troubles.
We've got major problems.
You got another one.
What's that?
You're up against Terrorhurtz next. Men are allowed to cry.
No, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. If we can get it going, we'll be fine.
But what are those problems to the four-wheel drive, to the 1.4 kilowatt power, or perhaps to the 1,000 PSI gas-powered flipper?
From Oxford in Oxfordshire, Terrorhurtz. Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the two teams. Spawn again. Darren Hayden-Wall on the left, Luke Chapman on the right. And the Terrorhurtz boys, John Reed there on the right-hand side, Dominic Parkinson on the left at the controls of the weapons. In the arena for the House Robots, once again, is Mr. Psycho with a huge hammer and the claws. And Dead Metal with the serrated saw, scorpion pincers. Quick mention as Spawn again prepares to take a bit of a blow from Terrorhurtz, but Graham Warner couldn't be here, but he's done such a lot of work behind the scenes over the past few months for the Spawn Again boys. Down comes the double-headed axe blade of Terrorhurtz. Brilliant in qualifying against Panic Attack. Knocking out the 8th seeds. There, John Reed at the controls of Terrorhurtz. Jumping and leaping like a flea out there to worry and nibble away at Spawn Again. Look at the damage caused to Spawn Again's CO2 flipper. You're talking a metre long, that flipper. But I don't know whether it can work here or whether or not it's taken too much of a bashing. Spawn Again. And is this going to be another surprise? The number 10 seeds are being beaten by this tenacious little unseeded Terrorhurtz. Spawn Again in the clutches of Dead Metal. And I think that repeated axe blow technique of Terrorhurtz once again has caused immeasurable damage. Spawn Again simply never got going. They're not out of Robot Wars yet. They will go into the losers melee. I'm sure. Terrorhurtz look tremendously confident. We know them from the past, of course, in Robot Wars, but they've never been beyond the heats, either with their previous incarnation as Kilohertz or now as Terrorhurtz. They will march on, though, and it's Spawn Again, destined for the losers melee. And now, of course, the House Robots can come in and have a little bit of fun, because Spawn Again ended up in their clutches. Metal crumpled. And like an autumn leaf, Spawn Again is lifted and raised, only to drop in dastardly style onto that arena floor. Mr. Ugly is Mr. Psycho, of course. Mr. Gruesome is Mr. Psycho. Mr. Merciless is Mr. Psycho. Imagine him as your uncle. Imagine him as your teacher. Imagine him as the boy next door, Mr. Psycho. Terrorhurtz, well done.
Spawn Again, splattered and absolutely battered by the pulverising power of Terrorhurtz! Well, You were ranked 10th seed.
Yeah.
One of the 10 best robots in the UK.
Yeah.
Not anymore, you're not.
No. That was just too good for us this time.
They battered you.
I know. We was enjoying it as well, but we lost control and that was it. It was all over.
That axe comes down so ferociously and so quickly, and it's just so repetitive.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go and get some aspirin. I've got a splitting headache now.
I bet you have. And you know, it's not going to get any better for you.
No.
Because you're in the melee, the losers melee, with Bigger Brother and Hypno-Disc.
Oh, yeah, that's no problem.
Are you feeling confident? I mean, do you think you can take Bigger Brother and Hypno-Disc?
We could take a good bearing, yeah.
Something tells me that that's what you're going to take.
Yeah.
But you're good sports.
Yeah, it'll be good fun.
You're good sports. You take it very well. You're game for a laugh as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Spawn again.
Now, I've been looking at this in my spare time. Come and have a look. There's cracks there. There were some other cracks up there. There's bin bits. And you two have been working every hour you've got to fix the motors, haven't you?
Yep.
How's it going to be in this losers melee then?
It might run, but it might fall a bit. But it's going against Hypno-Disc, so either way, we either trash it ourselves or it gets trashed. But
But then the thing is, there's also Bigger Brother.
yeah,
Which worries you most?
Hypno-Disc.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
Bigger Brother, at the end of the day, the worst that happens, we'll be out the arena. Hypno-Disc, we'll be swept out the arena.
You're frightened of the carnage, aren't you?
Hypno-Disc.
So can the Rose boys, Dave, Derek and Ken, fulfill their motto? Spin to win.
Bigger Brother.
Beat Hypno-Disc in the grand final eliminator, as we've heard. Lost to Razor in the grand final ultimate test.
Spawn again.
Knows what it's like to go into a loser's melee in a semi-final. Lost to S3 in the Fifth Wars. They're the Bigger Brother team on the left-hand side, and Spawn again on the right. Darren Haydenball and Luke Chapman.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, we like to keep him in there, is Mr. Psycho and Sir Killalot, the two heavyweights. 3, 2, 1. 3 robots. Only one survives this losers melee, while Spawn again are quickly into the action, so maybe they've made repairs. And once again, they're trying to eliminate Hypno-Disc, the two flippers ganging up on the Rose boys here. Now let's see if that Rose family team has a little bit of a thorny attitude to come back. A Bigger Brother and Spawn again. Spinning away, Hypno-Disc bashing and crashing, and I wonder if they've just knocked themselves into submission there. Hypno-Disc, yeah, you've just seen there the sign of reluctant submission. As they smashed against the arena sidewalls, something went in the controls, and they are out, Hypno-Disc. They are immobile. Only one of these two will survive now. Bigger Brother and Spawn again. Hypno-Disc, you've gone. Go on, Tequila, toss them out, do something with them nasty. Awful. So strong in previous Robot Wars, they'll have to make modifications on Hypno-Disc. Ooh, now what's happened there to Bigger Brother and Spawn again? They're wedged together, piggyback style. Bigger Brother in underneath there. The flipper of Spawn again. We're seeing Hypno-Disc being officially counted out by the ref bot. Spawn again is still moving. Bigger Brother has activated the pit release, and Spawn again got a flip in. Bigger Brother is reeling. Spawn again in flipping. Have they jarred the mechanism, that 1 meter long flipper wide open? If so, Bigger Brother can take advantage and does. And Spawn again are teetering on the edge of oblivion. The Hypno-Disc boys cheer, but the biggest cheer is for the Bigger Brother team. They go through, and we'll say bye-bye to Spawn again. Bigger Brother 12s into night, and they continue through to meet Terrorhurtz in round 2 of this semi-final. What's going to happen to Hypno-Disc? Pit, 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 they cry. Hey! Bashing and a crashing and down they come. Almost a nod of approval there, as if to say, well, we know that our machine has run its course and we need to make huge changes to Hypno-Disc, a brave battler of yore.
Spawn again! The 10 seeds out in the losers melee! Hypno-Disc, the 4th seeds out of the losers melee! Bigger brother, the robot with the little people in through the back door! Bigger brother, they go through!
Are you gutted? Let's have a look.
No, we were actually quite pleased.
Why?
Well, because we had a big part taking out Hypno-Disc and almost put Bigger Brother out the arena as well.
You did really well.
It was only we lost drive where we had this damage. It's actually damaged the gearbox and we lost forward drive. So once I'd got Bigger Brother, I couldn't actually go back in on him again.
And the scars look like Hypno-Disc scars.
Yeah, well, apart from the slice, most of this damage is Hypno-Disc. But to be honest, it didn't do too bad up against him. I was quite surprised.